I thought I'd start things off with the World of Warships replay in my Myoko. Now, I'm not a Unicum player, I'm not a awesome player at anything really. I'm pretty average. But every now and then, most of my games are pretty average, but every now and then I get a game that's, well, a bit nail-biting, I would say. Pretty exciting by the end of this game. So I figured this would be a good one to start off with. Now, I play other games as well. Armored Warfare, a little bit of War Thunder, World of Tanks of course. So you'll probably see replays from them. But I was also hoping to do other games, older games, like, I don't know, Star Trek Elite Force, and playthroughs on games that are pretty much so old that people don't worry if it's spoiled. So yeah, anyway, as you can see in the replay, I was just checking those dive bombers, seeing if I could chase them back and help out that carrier a bit, but they're just too far away. And I'm moving to catch up with the rest of my team here. I saw that other BB going up the 2 line, but I didn't have a good feeling about it, so I decided to move off and catch up with the rest of our team. Take some pot shots at this DD while I can see him. Yeah, so a few videos along that line. Right here, sometimes these hit when you launch them, and at that little DD that's just off to the left of the screen. Every now and then I launch a couple of them off, and it just catches them by surprise for whatever reason. I'm going back to focusing on this middle DD because he was the one that could cause us a bit of problems, but he's on fire. So not in a good place by the look of it. Yeah, he's running out of health pretty quick there. And looks like he's just got himself stuck, yeah. With the number of people shooting at him at the moment, that destroyer is so dead. So yeah, other older games, maybe games like, I used to enjoy playing Resident Evil and that franchise, so enjoyed those games, so you might see a few of those come up. Just checking on those torpedoes. Yeah, it's funny, I had a game in, I think it was my Otago, where I just launched a set of speculative torpedoes. It was a really bad game for me in the end. I think I died pretty quick after that because I just got hit too much, but and quit out of it before I saw the end, and come back with the battle results screen, and it turned out that I'd hit 2 cruisers and sunk both of them. So yeah, afterwards I pretty much spent a little while just laughing my ass off about it. Certainly made that afternoon a lot more enjoyable in the game, which is good because, well, you get some pretty average times while you're trying to play online games. Just taking some speculative shots of these cruisers over here, looking to see what I should do next. I see this Cleveland just moving in a bit, so start taking some shots at him. I think a few hit, not so much, but you know, as soon as you start firing at him, they're going to start shooting back. So I turn south, try and get on the other side of this battleship that's just a bit to my right, just off screen. And it surprised me the Cleveland turned away because there's not too many people focusing on him. Not really. That he should be too worried at that point, but he did, and these next shots he's fired have actually bugged onto the island. You'll see my shots do that in a minute as well. And I go to take a quick snapshot at this battleship just over here. In a minute it's coming up. Here we go. See how the cursor just sort of flicked down in the replay? It doesn't do that in the normal game, and you don't know that it's switch targets to that. Mostly just, these games can be quite slow to begin with. First half of this game has been pretty slow. But, so I thought Well, these guys wanted to mill around at the back here, so I thought, oh, I'm not going to stay with you guys. I'll start moving up and seeing a bit more of what's happening up there. Put some shots into this battleship. You'll see I during games I don't usually make all the right decisions, but sometimes they come off and a few times they don't. I'll get myself into trouble a lot, so yeah, but I guess most of us do when we're playing. But I try to minimize my stupidity, I guess. I think round about now was the point at which I was thinking, oh, I should go just take a look at what's over on the other side of the map. I'm a bit late to the party though with that. I'm just checking where this destroyer is going by using the torpedo sights. I was never actually going to launch the torps here, but you never know. Take some shots at him. Minimal damage. It's always the way. And he's gone. Start seeing some more speculative shots at these further away battleships. I think it's the same battleship actually I was shooting at before. I don't know why I'm saying these battleships. It's a Nagato. Nice ship that. I don't mind that ship so much. You see there, you probably would have noticed the auto steering kicked in, and because I didn't realise that island was there, I was totally just over focused on that battleship. It actually, yeah, saved me from the shots from the battleship at the same time, so auto steering's not always a bad thing. And this is when I saw this Pensacola, isn't it? Yeah, started putting some shots in at him. I saw those dive bombers overhead, but I've already got the plane up, and they do exactly the same thing as the defensive fire cooldown, making the bombs spread out. You'll see they'll launch at me, but they'll miss. So I thought that was alright. I usually don't like to use them both together because of that reason, to try and spread out that what do they call it? They call it it makes the pilots of the planes worried or something, or it makes them nervous so they drop their bombs wrong. I'm not sure it's that great a mechanic, but it certainly helps the ships out a fair bit with the dive bombers and the torpedo bombers. I was just peeking up over the ridge to see how high up and see where to put the aiming reticle when I use it. And now here's where the first bit of excitement in this game starts. I keep shooting at this Pensacola. He's actually on pretty low health now. He's about to die. And then suddenly that destroyer pops up in the front of me. I thought, oh crap, I better switch to him. So I start maneuvering, but yeah, the guns on this ship turn so slowly. And that was 3,000 hit damage there, or 2,987 if you want to be. I launched my torpedoes to try and get him to move back a little bit so he doesn't get too close, and my secondaries have started opening up on him. See, I hit him there for 2,000, but that was actually a really big strike. I think that was one of my secondaries actually piercing his hull. And here I hit the border there, and my secondaries actually finished this guy off, which I thought was real nice. And then these split torpedoes and a bit of fancy steering, I thought, or at least I thought I did some pretty fancy steering to go in between them just there. Using the border is always looked down on in this game, so I don't feel bad about it. I didn't die because of it, so it's I was taking a a look at these two ships over the other side of our captain there. You see that destroyer is trying to cap now. He doesn't last too long there though, so there you go, he's gone. But this battleship, well, we've got a destroyer and a cruiser coming back, defending that cap. But the battleships really mess up cruisers at the moment. Even with their dispersion, if they get 1 or 2 hits, most of the time they can be citadel hits, and that's really messes up cruisers. See, he's just obliterated that cruiser that was trying to defend the base, and soon you'll see it in the shot as I'm zoomed in shooting at him. You'll see this destroyer get obliterated by him as well, so it's pretty good aim on this BB captain. It's got some good damage there. See, he's just ripped him apart. Even with AP, battleships can do some massive damage to destroyers if they can land enough shots. Just trying to set him on fire. Get some good damage. I'm not using armor piercing at this stage. I don't think I fire a single shot of armor piercing in this game, but he's slowly whittling him down, and the RNG in this game for me setting fires was just incredible. I think by the end I set 15 fires on ships. It was, yeah, it was way better than I usually get. Don't want to steer into that island there. And yeah, I'm just trying to see, there's 2 more fires in a single volley. I was checking around, checking out where everyone else is. I got to give a hand to our carrier in this game. He landed some really good shots to help us in the end of this game. I'll point them out later on. He did some pretty good work. And carrier gameplay, it's alright. I find it a bit boring, but yeah, it's okay. It's playable. It gives you a feeling that you're not playing the same game though, so it can be a bit, I find it a bit boring sometimes, or a bit too extremes in some occasions. Just slowly whittling this guy down with my HE shots and the fires that I've set on him, trying to keep him burning. And there are those dive bombers there, they just hit him pretty hard, if I remember right. I'm switching to this Nagato. I think it's the same Nagato I was putting shots into before. And I thought, oh no, he's going around there, I don't want to go around there either with him. So I figured, oh, I'm going to try and slow down and turn inside this island instead of going around it. And then I spotted that the Colorado had been hit hard by those dive bombers, and I thought, oh gee, I better put some shots in there to make sure he goes down. And you can see we're 2 ships versus 5 at this stage. It's not looking good at all. And I was a bit worried at this stage, gee, what's going to happen next? Managed to ninja the kill, I think. I didn't score that much damage on him, but yeah. Now here, I'm looking at that Cleveland that's just in front of me, and this Nagato that's gone around here. I'll make a bit of mistake here. I launched these torpedoes here, which was alright, but I should have launched that second lot closer to the island on the left, so that, because ships like to sort of hug the islands as they come around if they know that there's someone who's going to launch torpedoes at them. And I was looking at this Cleveland, putting some shots into him, and I figured, oh, well, screw this, either I'm gonna take this guy out. And which way? So I start spinning around, and he's only just remembered I've got torpedoes on this ship, and he's spinning around going, oh crap, he's gonna launch, and here you go, straight in his face. I launched too many torpedoes at that stage too, and then put the fires out, and that Congo, it's an ARP Congo from the ARP missions, lands some lucky shots and sets me on fire, the pain in the backside. And I look over and I didn't even realise he was there. I totally missed him. I couldn't launch any torpedoes on this side because they were still reloading, unfortunately. I was watching this and I was watching those torpedo bombers, and I thought, nah, the problem I've got is with the Congo over here, so I focused on this. But what I actually miss is that Nagato is about to eat all of the torpedoes from those torpedo bombers, and the captain is really of that Nagato is really annoyed about it, as you can see in chat. And at this point I thought, I'm gonna burn to death really quickly here, and I looked down. 38 seconds on my repair party skill. I haven't got the premium repair. It probably would have done better if I had the premium repair on them, but I'm just slowly sailing around here. I'm burning from stem to stern. One fire has been put out and I'm just praying, come on, repair, come off cooldown, come on. I'm almost rocking back and forth in my chair as I'm putting shots into this, trying to put shots into the Nagato, the Congo on the other side of the island here. He's actually stopped, which is cardinal sin for battleships. There's no way to maneuver once you've stopped. Either you got to be going full forward or full reverse. I put some really good shots in, set him on fire. You see he's pretty low health, and this is where our carrier just finishes off his good work for this game. And oh look, Confederate, not bad, and blast that Congo into next century. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the game. The game timer is actually wrong. At this stage there was only about 20-30 seconds to go. I don't know why it's screwed up in the replay. You see there in chat that I'm a bit relieved by that game. So yeah,